Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. This is Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on Castbox and YouTube. I'm your host, James J. As always, with me, he's the dustiest, Scooter Dust.
Wubba lubba dub dub!
And the Brock Lesnar of Wrestling with Mitch Mayhem.
And I also have the shiniest wizard. Hey, what up?
And it's a great day for wrestling. Also, a great day for the Bella Twins, who announced the other day that they're both pregnant at the exact same time.
That's weird.
With the same guy's baby.
Yeah.
You
With
beat
the
me to
same
that joke.
sperm.
Same day, same room, same guy. We have not confirmed who the father is yet.
Daniel Bryan's taking that vegan shit to the next level.
Oh, he might be shooting blanks at this
Oh,
point.
because he's been so deep in Brie, he's probably like, I might as well have
He was so
Nikki's
deep.
DNA on me too. Shit.
He was so deep in Brie that he was like, man, I gotta go get me some cheddar, some mozzarella.
Exactly.
And
Cheese
today,
cubes, ladies and gentlemen.
Dumbass.
today we will be covering NWA Hard Times.
Okay.
But real quick, I do gotta say one thing to start off. That theme song is the worst fucking theme song for anything. It does not fit. It's like hot time. It's like a fucking ballad. It's like what the fuck? Come on, Billy Corgan, come the fuck on, dude.
Hey, they can't hit the mark every time.
Not this time.
We will be covering Worlds
That would
Collide.
mean that's not every time if they miss the mark this time.
But they hit
But
the mark
anyway.
with Into the Fire.
Well, yeah, but that's 1 out of 2. They missed their follow up. Sucked a big fat egg.
Well,
It just doesn't fit wrestling.
Suck the big fat egg!
Yeah.
but we
Anywho,
will start the show with wrestling with the Royal Rumble. What this was
the
maybe
first good
most,
Rumble in years.
yeah, very eventful, if I do say so myself. What was your takeaway from the show, Mitch?
Okay, real quick. Obviously, you couldn't have been there and not taken away the return of Edge. That sucked. That sucked a lot of the energy out of the room to where Scooter says that they were planning on having Sting there, but until Edge's comeback took that away. Because yeah, anything else with Edge, it wouldn't have mattered really. Because like I said, it just took all the energy out of the room. And then the Rumble, they made a new star. What about that? Can you imagine? They actually, instead of going with Roman Reigns or the same old Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns, they made a new star in Drew McIntyre. Finally, that's what you need to be doing with the Royal Rumble.
And what about the rest of the show? I mean, this from top to bottom, this was.
For me, I only yeah, the other matches were okay, like Bray and Daniel Bryan, but I focus on the Royal Rumble events. I love the Royal Rumble, so I like it. The others were just normal matches that didn't really mean anything to me until the Royal Rumble.
And what about you, Scooter?
Well, obviously, the Royal Rumble is one of my favorite event of the year.
Yep.
Always looking forward to it. This year, I'm really happy that uh that we didn't have a definite winner.
It was gonna be Roman. They switched it last minute.
I heard that was going to be Alistair.
I heard
Roman Reigns. I heard they switched it last minute on both the men's and women's from Roman and who was it on the Shayna to Charlotte and McIntyre.
I heard Roman was never in contention to win it.
I heard that they were going to go with him.
I heard they were actually going to go with Alistair, and that's what I
Right.
based my pick off of.
But that was
Because they decided that
this
at
is
the last minute because
I
Alistair hasn't
right. This is what
developed
happened.
the.
Out of Paul Heyman's like go-to guys, the people that he's trying to bring up, they basically said, "All right, I know you're looking at both Aleister Black and McIntyre, but out of the two, who would you go?" And I think Vince McMahon probably did the tiebreaker vote too. So,
I mean, either way, it's a good pick. Both guys are phenomenal.
and they made a new star. Like I said, that's what you need to be doing with the Royal Rumble. Stop giving it to the same old person year after year, like Hulk Hogan did in the late '80s, early '90s.
I could
You
make an
gotta
argument.
you can make somebody with that match alone.
I could make an argument that Drew McIntyre should have won it last year.
I thought they were gonna give it to Edge at the end. I really did.
But continue saying what your thoughts on the show overall was, Scooter.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The Royal Rumble matches itself were great. Again, a lot of focus on the on NXT and the women's Royal Rumble, and
I'm glad. I'm so glad.
and that's not without reason. That wasn't just okay, let's just we'll give you eliminate this person, you eliminate this person. No, there's a reason that 16
They had Bianca Belair go up,
that
yeah.
16 eliminations combined were from 2 female NXT superstars.
How many did Bianca alone have? She had
8.
like close to 10. Yeah, there you go, 8.
8. She and Shayna had 8, both.
Yep. Wow.
And that's not including the other NXT ladies that were in the match that also made eliminations.
Yeah, but if you think that was that was just a just a choice of booking, no, there's a reason why those 2 in particular got 8 eliminations each.
Why is that?
And because,
in your opinion?
No, this is not my opinion.
Tell us what you just
said. This is now confirmed.
Okay.
That what's the weirdest thing you could expect Charlotte to do?
Go to NXT versus Rhea Ripley.
Bingo.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Charlotte is going to face Rhea Ripley.
I don't know. I don't know if that would work.
That's
a little bit. That's very bizarre, and it's changing the role of NXT. So I could see because NXT doesn't want to be the development crew anymore. I get it.
She was supposed to be on NXT this past Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
And declare it. It was advertised.
I believe that.
And last minute they pulled it away. I assume because they wanted to focus on the Dusty Cup.
Yep. Is the Dusty Cup going into WrestleMania this time?
No, it's over.
Oh, I was gonna say okay.
It's over. Congrats
that shows what I watch. How much
congrats to Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, the Bruiserweights.
Oh, really? Okay.
Matt
Riddle.
Yeah.
He got. I heard Brock Lesnar came up to him and said, "Hey, dude, stop tweeting my name. I'm never gonna ever work with you."
Yeah. The rest of the show. I mean, it was okay. It was. I mean,
I only focused on the Royal Rumbles personally. Yeah, sorry.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Reigns and Corbin was better than expected. But I mean, in terms of, everything else, was just basically clockwork and by the book.
Are you saying that because no title changes Like everything kind of stayed status quo.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That being said, considering the one of the three title matches, Bray Wyatt finally ditched the red light, and we actually got to see a match with the Fiend. Do you think that has anything to do with the crowd not seeing the match, or do you think that it's more storyline based?
You know, I think it has to do
Maybe
with.
both, probably.
I think a lot of it has to do with with the venue.
That
This
could
was
be also a
the,
logistics thing, yeah.
this was
It's probably logistics.
a major league stadium, and
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
the red light effect could probably not be as effective or even as much as they wanted it to be in such a huge arena.
But I could also make the argument they did it in Saudi Arabia, which was just as big of an venue.
Yes, but the architecture of the stadium there allowed for it to be possible. The Minute Maid Park probably did not have the capacity in terms of how it's built to allow it to come off the way they wanted.
It's too widespread. It's very wide. Yeah, it's not clumped together like most other arenas. It's very widespread. Like it's hard to
Not
explain, but yeah,
not to mention you have people way
it's not
farther
like
in
most
back.
arenas, right?
Yeah, you have people. It's not an arena; it's a stadium.
That's what. What I mean is, it's not
Yeah,
structured the same. Like the crowds are spread out differently.
and you have people way in back
Exactly.
that are gonna
And
want to see it.
we
Plus,
we saw the dugouts, how they used the dugouts in the crowd area
um,
next to the crowd.
plus, it's the possibility that they caught enough flack from people who are colorblind.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually heard even
or
Paige said on
just people with seeing issues
backstage.
who couldn't see it really well like that. You know.
Even Paige on backstage said, "Oh, it's hard on the
Exactly.
eyes."
There you
So,
go.
so like even if your talent is saying that it's hard on the eyes, like
Eh,
maybe you have a problem.
and you know how AEW did that whole thing with sensory sensitive people? Like that could trigger those kinds of people too. So I'm sure that also came into play. They probably heard it from those people who have sensory sensitive. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Royal Rumble match. This was basically a tale of two Royal Rumbles. The first half being the Brock Lesnar show, eliminating 14 superstars, breaking Roman Reigns' record a couple years ago. Let's start with that half of the Royal Rumble. I know when we were commentating it on the remix, kind of took the wind out of our sails, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Scooter were saying how it. Well, I was saying how it wouldn't surprise me that they would let Brock. They let Vince let Brock win everything, so it wouldn't have surprised me. But I'm glad that they only let him get about halfway and then had the winner, Drew McIntyre, knock him out. I think that was the right way to do it.
And
I heard that it was they switched it on the last minute. I don't know what he was gonna do, but
I actually said during that moment when they had that intense stare down, we might be looking at the main event of WrestleMania.
here's the thing. I asked Scooter. I was almost convinced Brock was gonna come run into the ring and ruin Drew McIntyre's night. I was almost convinced of it because the stare down. I was like, and now Brock's gonna run in the ring
Right.
and ruin it for Drew,
I'm glad they
but he
didn't
didn't.
though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Because it made a new, like I said, it made a new superstar. We need new superstars every now and then.
And
The same old gets fucking boring.
then the second half, which was mind blowing, saw the return of Edge after 9
And
years away from the
it,
business?
everything it showed on his face. You didn't have to like. You could tell the story from looking at his face. He was about to cry. It was awesome, dude. It was great. Like someone down and out who's been on the end of that stick where you never think you're gonna wrestle again, and then to come back, that's got to be overwhelming. So I'm
Uh,
glad for him. I enjoyed it.
do you think from, and this was, what retired him was an incredibly serious
It's a
injury.
bad injury. It's the neck. Yeah.
Do you think maybe that it was the wisest decision to come back?
He would not be in that ring unless he has had extensive like tests to make sure he the only reason why he retired is because WWE didn't want him to, but I'm sure I know he's been wanting to, and the only reason why they're finally doing it is because AEW offered him a contract. That's just the fact.
And do you honestly believe Edge would have gone to AEW?
But no, but the point was leveraging to make
Right.
WWE do what it asks for. That's what I mean. It's not about, oh, I think they're going to go to AEW. Now they have power to leverage WWE monetarily and creatively.
And Scooter, what kind of
And they
value do you
most
think?
times they'll do it. Sorry, go ahead.
What kind of value do you think Edge brings back to WWE, being the legend he is?
Well, I mean, he brings back something that's been missing. That 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 part of you know Edge was you know Edge is really like, well, now he's the last remaining
Last
remnant
Remaining Attitude Era, yeah.
of the Attitude Era, and that's just something that's it's just been missing. They need that they need that superstar that people will just absolutely go nuts for, and the way you do that is, of course, by making that somebody retire and then having them come back to a complete return.
Kind of like
Uh,
Daniel Bryan a couple
yeah,
years ago.
but
Eh,
just give it
eh,
2 years or so, and they'll
yeah.
sour on Edge. But
And oh yeah, in like 2 or 3 years they'll be trying to get him to retire again. But and if anyone came back from an injury, I thought it would have been Paige, to be honest with you, because she was teasing it. But yeah,
When they tease it,
and
then
well, on her social media, and she hasn't had her career. She had so much potential when she got injured. Like she could have won so many titles by now.
I mean, she's still only like 23, 24 years
28.
old.
No, she's like 26, 27, I think. Maybe older.
All right.
She
Well,
was 24 a few years ago. Yeah.
um, the other thing that came out of Royal Rumble, AJ Styles separated his shoulder.
Ugh. Mom hair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. He
took
always
a
has soccer mom hair.
took
But
a,
yeah.
a really bad spear by by Edge.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He took it in the like higher stern. He took it like in the boobs instead of where he should have in the sternum.
Yeah, and
It was just a
we
weird.
were
It was
kind
just a
of
weird delivery. He went up too high. Edge went up too high.
we kind
But
of
other than that, it was the same old Edge. He didn't look He didn't look anything different than I remembered him.
we were kind
So.
of scratching our heads on as to why AJ Styles made such a lackluster elimination. Well, that was the reason.
Well, that's how you get booked. You get booked that way. You can't. It's not really your say. You
No,
can
I
only
mean
say so much, and then
it
it's
was so bad
the
that they
voters.
had to eliminate him right away because he was in the Hall of
Oh, but
Fame.
I get what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
I
Um.
didn't know that was the case. To be honest with you.
Yeah. No, that's what I read.
Oh,
And
okay.
then our eventual oh, the other thing was MVP returned as well. I don't think that's been
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
I'm coming. What's up? Yeah, dude, in 2006 called. They want their superstar back.
Yeah,
But it was good to see him.
I don't think that's been covered as much as maybe
No,
Edge.
they
But
didn't get a
I
chance.
enjoy MVP. He was a great guy back in that time.
Sorry.
So
Sorry, I had a call out of nowhere. Yeah, he's dude. The MVP was awesome. I honestly didn't think we would. I thought it was too late. Like with Sting and Undertaker, I thought it was too late. But if we didn't see him a couple of years ago, we weren't going to see him by now. So I was shocked that they bought an older MVP. But hey, I'm glad to see him.
hey, he's still balling.
Oh, definitely.
And then our eventual winner, Drew McIntyre, going to WrestleMania. So great ending to a phenomenal Royal Rumble. Do you think Drew McIntyre was the right choice, Scooter?
Yes, absolutely. He
If
absolutely was. Yeah.
if it wasn't Drew McIntyre, who do you think could have been that like second pick?
I would have thought Edge, but I would have liked to see Aleister Black win it. I mean, Aleister Black is, he's steamrolling through people on Raw now, and usually that's an indication of a monster push.
I'm happy with who won the Royal Rumble. I like Drew McIntyre, and I'm glad he got the push he deserves. Uh, I'm just not me personally, and Scooter knows why. I'm just not into Aleister Black. He's a great athlete. I'm just not into his personal style.
And that it seems like we're all really content that Drew McIntyre won the men's Royal Rumble. Are you content that Charlotte won the women's Royal Rumble?
No.
Okay, I initially was with Scooter saying it was going to be Shayna until they did Charlotte's entrance, and I was like, dude, they basically gave it away with that. She came out like the winner, like they gave her a winner's entrance, and I told Scooter that. I was like, dude, it's obvious to me that they're going to have Charlotte win it, so I'm switching to Charlotte. That's why I did that. So, and sure enough, but uh, I think they did because she's been bitching that her win loss record is the worst in the women's division or something. Even though she's
Oh, she's
been
been
known,
like champion
I don't.
15
That's what she. I
other
know, I
times.
know. I- It's
Yeah, but
weird.
every time she's had the title, she's immediately lost it. So
That is true. She wins a lot, but she also loses a lot,
This
and
is true.
so, but she wins more than most women still. But yeah, record wise, she touted that, and I think she got to Vince and others with that stuff and said, well, and real quick, and I do know they passed on her like in previously in the year, or in this last year, she won in certain things that they promised her, and they had to go back on their promise. So this could have been like a here, let's be even kind of thing.
Well, sometimes I feel like,
And she's Ric Flair's daughter. Yeah.
it was kind of inevitable that she was going to win the Royal Rumble. You know
Well,
that they wanted to give her
I
that
thought it was
accolade.
Shayna's. No, I thought it was until that entrance. I thought it was Shayna's year. I really did. And
Oh,
then she came out at 30. I thought for sure Shayna was gonna win.
no,
Even then, even then, I thought maybe it was possible.
but no, what I'm trying to get at is, Charlotte is the corporate goal.
Yeah,
Ric Flair's
that's
daughter.
true. Unfortunately,
Uh, so
that's why I don't. The part I like her, but it's hard for me to like her because I'm so anti-corporate. But yeah.
so what I'm saying is, we kind of knew she was gonna win it eventually.
Oh, eventually, but I thought this year was Shayna's until that entrance. I really did.
If it, if Shayna wasn't, the second pick, what would be the third pick?
Hold on, I'd have to think for a second on that.
What about
You know what?
Bianca.
Bianca?
I would have gone.
Bianca.
No, I would have. Someone
Bianca.
who wasn't in it. Sasha. Had Sasha been in it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
instead we
Okay,
got
okay.
Santina in Sasha's place.
That was ridiculous. But okay, for third for me, the big booty beauty, Tony Storm. Why not?
Interesting. All NXT superstars you just mentioned
Yep. I
from
like
Hollywood.
NXT.
Do you do you think that even though Shayna didn't win the Royal Rumble, she might get that nod for WrestleMania against Becky?
I'm sorry. Who? Say again.
Shayna.
Shane. I don't know how they're gonna do this. Scooter might be right. I did hear that they might have Charlotte face Rhea Ripley for the NXT title. So if that's possible, then yeah, that anything's possible still. Ronda Rousey coming back is still possible, even though I don't think it will happen. Not now. I think she will come back, just not for WrestleMania this year.
I mean, I could see,
I
you
do
know,
think I don't think she's done, like Scooter said though in the
I mean,
past.
I could see Becky calling out Ronda
Yeah.
and getting Shayna instead.
I can say Shane, and then Charlotte getting or trying to go after. I can see both of them going after Ronda. That's the thing. They can both do that technically.
And we will have all of that coverage as we travel down the road to WrestleMania. That will conclude our coverage of the Royal Rumble, and we are now wrestling with WWE Worlds Collide. Me and Scooter actually covered this
Oh, I
on the
missed this.
remix as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, Scooter, can you tell us what you thought about the show?
Uh, it was a good show. It was up there, but it was it was lacking that little extra that makes a takeover, you know, so special. Uh, Probably because the the main event didn't really matter in the long run. There were no long term consequences. Um, I mean, given the fact that you know, if you didn't know who it this was an excuse to try and get the NXT UK superstars over in the US.
With a couple of them, well, most of them virtually unknowns, except for maybe Walter and Tony Storm.
And you know, you would think that maybe this would have led to it would lead to something, at Takeover Portland after Walter's great showing. But no, it's back to NXT UK until WrestleMania.
Hmm. And what about you, Mitch? I know you didn't see the show, but as somebody that just outside looking
I,
in,
I don't even know what happened at the show. I didn't even see the. I haven't watched it or heard the outcome of it. I'm gonna watch probably in the next few days. I'm gonna watch it. So.
okay, well, this next portion of the show contains spoilers. Uh, so
Oh, I don't
I
want to hear this. Yeah, I don't want to hear.
I agree with you, Scooter. I thought it was top to bottom a solid show. Every match kinda, it wasn't, that car wreck 25,000 flip uh show that, we get from like an AEW. Um, Every match seemed like it was carefully planned out. Everyone had pacing, and nothing seemed like it went on way too long. Um, that being said, the main event, Imperium versus Undisputed Era, I came I went into that match thinking Imperium has to come out looking like stars. And I just felt that coming out of the match, they still looked like shit. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Imperium. I mean, it was a fighting. You know, they gave a great fight, but again, what did it do for Imperium? It did nothing.
I mean, Walter still looked great, but when doesn't Walter look great against four guys? Essentially, he won the match alone.
Yes, that is true.
So that being said, where does kinda Imperium go from here?
I mean, given the fact that Alexander Wolf seems to have put himself on the shelf temporarily.
Which is completely and utterly ridiculous. I mean, that guy, he busted his head open in War Games and still finished the match.
I mean, with a leg injury, it's
Right.
it's different. You could, but I mean, I think they're gonna realize that Imperium as a concept is just not working.
Yeah, I agree. It's not.
I don't watch NXT
It
UK.
it's boring. They need to have Walter just go on his own.
Who do you think could maybe be added to Imperium to maybe spice it up, make them
No one.
look
You
a
need to
little
break it
better?
up. I would break it up. I don't like the gimmick at all.
What about you, Scooter?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I like the idea. I don't like who's in it.
I don't like
Right.
the execution and who's in it, right?
I mean, yeah, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. Yeah, they were two. They were jobbing
Exactly.
before
Exactly.
before just being lumped into the stable, and there's that
Yeah.
mindset that lumping you in with a stable that includes the top guy,
Makes you all of a sudden bad. Yeah. Like, no.
it gets you over, and this
So,
is
yeah, if they put Barry Horowitz with Bret Hart, that would not have made Barry Horowitz a great wrestler overnight.
no, there was no doubt that Barry Horowitz
You get my point, but he
wasn't a
wasn't
great
a Bret
wrestler,
Hart. He wasn't a Bret. He wasn't the leader of the show.
Isn't Barry
but
Horowitz
you
in
know,
bad health right now?
What? Say again?
is he?
I could have
Oh,
sworn,
Bret Hart was diagnosed with skin cancer.
Oh, I didn't
and
know. Did
Barry
he? Was
Horowitz,
he?
if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, as well.
but they
He'll be
Bret,
okay. He's rich,
no, but they caught it early, and
and
That's good to hear.
he has the money to have doctors that will catch it early. That's what I mean. Yep.
yeah, that Canadian healthcare, man.
Well, you know what I mean. No, I'm just saying. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah, Canadians have healthcare. It is healthcare. At least we don't. We don't really have healthcare. So.
so back to Imperium. You know, you kind of could say like the same thing for Roderick Strong before he joined Undisputed Era. Kind of that joining Undisputed Era kind of made his career in NXT.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem
Well,
that's working for
it,
these two guys. Or
I don't know if it made it. I don't know if it made his career. It bolstered it for sure, but it didn't make him. He was already okay on his way, but that definitely put him on a different tier, in my opinion. Yeah.
Right, but he wasn't going. He was going nowhere
I get what
fast,
you
and
mean.
then
I'm just saying.
yeah,
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if he was going nowhere. I thought he was okay by himself until he joined Undisputed Era. I thought he was doing just fine.
and another person that might not be going anywhere. Uh, Tony Storm lost to Rhea Ripley.
That's ridiculous. That Tony Storm deserves. She should be in main NXT, and she should be one of the top stars. But yeah.
I mean, we were talking on the remix. Where does Tony Storm go from here? I mean, it was an incredible
Maybe
match.
maybe she goes to the main roster. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, it would be the right time. She's ready.
And maybe this is an
They're
obscure.
already. Hold on. They're all ready. If you have a WWE contract, there's no more talk about if you're ready or not. It doesn't work that way anymore. So yeah.
Maybe this is a little bit obscure, but Dragunov took on Finn Balor.
Beef
That
Stroganoff. I don't care about him.
that was a good match.
I'm not. Yeah, see, I don't. But I don't give a shit about him, so I'm not even gonna focus. I don't even really notice.
Do you Dragunov went up against possibly the biggest star on that card. Do you think that kind of made him?
Me
Mm,
personally. Oh, go ahead, Scooter. You have more reason to speak on this.
Um,
I didn't really. I didn't see it.
did it make him? No. Again, because it goes back to the fans and you know wondering you know who the hell is this guy? You wouldn't know him if you didn't watch NXT UK. And on NXT UK, he's over. He's got this reputation of being of having one of the strongest strikes uh, in in the United Kingdom wrestling scene, and the fact that he's a British guy basing his life off a Russian concept. Uh, that's not to mention the friggin' the friggin' name. That's just fucking stupid. I mean, Ilja, Ilja. That I imagine a muscular woman with pigtails from like a Swiss Miss Cocoa package with a really deep voice and a birthmark, that's 2 feet out in front of her face. And Dragonov, not like is it? Am I supposed to think Ivan Drago from the Rocky movies?
Yeah, I know, right? I think
Like,
that's what they're going for,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah. I'm gonna think that while watching this 170
Yeah, right.
pound
Thank you.
scrawny pale British guy. Yeah,
German,
no,
German Russian.
no. Well, no, he is no, he isn't he. He's British, but he bases his life off of or was he Belgian?
No,
And
he was born in Germany and he lived most of his life in Russia.
that's it. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That makes for a great combination, especially if you're a Jewish fan.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my God, they make the
I
best
can't believe
gangsters,
you
though.
said that.
Probably they probably make the best gangsters.
No, that's Jews. Jews make the best gangsters.
Well, okay, you know what I mean. The Russian people and
If
Russian
you
people are hard as fuck. Most
if
of them.
you if you want somebody to play an Italian, you get a Jew. You
Okay.
want somebody to play a
Well, they're
Jew,
the
you
best
get an
actors.
Italian.
They're the best. They're definitely the best actors.
Just look at The Godfather.
Okay.
So obviously, Obviously you kind of feel like Dragunov didn't make a name for himself at Worlds Collide. Do
Nope.
you kind of feel like anybody from that UK a brand kind of made a name for themselves on that pay per view? Like, hey, I'm here.
The only
That's a big fat no.
the only person, and I'm saying this because it seemed like it happened by complete accident, and that's Jordan Devlin.
Right.
Yeah,
he's he's the like lightweight UK version of Finn Balor. It seems.
it's that
Okay,
was
hold on.
that looked like it was a screwed up finish.
Yeah.
Was there anything
I'm
in the
not.
match that made you feel like he made it?
No, just the fact that he won it,
Interesting.
and that only takes him one rung up the ladder, as far as I'm concerned.
That being said, do you think we're gonna get another they're gonna try this again next year? Another NXT versus NXT UK? Or do you think that
I
the
think by this time,
lackluster
Yeah, I think it's an annual thing around Rumble WrestleMania time.
I think by this time next year there won't be an NXT UK.
Ooh,
I
interesting.
think I think
From your lips to God's ears, my guy.
they need to make it just one NXT.
Thank you. I've been
Take it
saying that forever.
take it out of Full Sail, and
I
just
don't think they're gonna do that for a while.
finally make it the friggin' legit brand.
Did they
But
still
they're
do
a corporation. They're cheap as fuck, so that they save money by staying at Full Sail.
is 205 still a thing, or did they cancel that for good?
No, it's still a thing. It tapes
Is
after
what? What did you say?
it airs live after
What did you say?
SmackDown.
I didn't hear him. What did you say?
205 live.
Oh, yeah, kinda. I guess
It
it should be
kind
canceled.
it's
It should
it's
be canceled. Don't, dude. It should be canceled.
I mean, no offense, Scudo, but
It should be canceled.
if they're not gonna cancel 205, what are the chances that they're going to
Yeah, he's got a
cancel
point.
NXT UK?
He kind of got a point.
And that being said, the UK independent circuit is dying right now. So this is kind of where they're gonna hit their stride.
And, and why is that? Because WWE came in and bought everyone out when World of Sports came in. It scared them and they wanted to dominate the market. So they put everyone, almost every damn UK worker under contract that they could. And that's why it's dying now. Because it's basically like the corporate Amazon, what corporate Amazon's doing to America. They just hire everyone up and then there's no, challenges or, nothing. They rule everything. So I mean,
That's
same
not the
kind of thing.
reason the UK scene is dying, but okay.
What? Yeah,
That's
it is.
no.
I
What
made a
I've heard
correlation as to
is
what I
that
meant.
they're not paying their talent properly. They don't have proper
That's the same
medical.
thing. I was making a correlation, but never mind.
Okay,
I was just making, yeah.
yeah, but they do not have good proper facilities to host their wrestlers. And it's basically just a safety hazard to wrestle
We're
for independent
but
wrestling in UK right
it's
now.
not just that though. It does have to do with WWE contract putting everyone under contract too, because it killed all the other markets. Everyone else that could have challenged WWE, it killed them.
All right, Scooter, what was the best match
That's just the truth.
on Worlds Collide?
main event,
Worst
hands
match.
down. Uh, Believe it or not, I'm actually gonna say Ripley Tony.
Oh, that's
Only
The
interesting.
two
because
hottest girls, two of the hottest chicks in NXT.
uh, only because that match was surprisingly short.
Yeah, for a main event.
That is true. Considering
What?
she was
I said it's short for a main event. They should have longer main events.
It wasn't a main event.
You just said the main event. Never
I
mind.
I said no. He asked me what the worst match was. I said Ripley and Storm.
Okay, I misheard you then. Sorry, shit.
Mitch, what match
Yeah.
are you most looking forward to watching?
None of them.
Yeah, right. No, what?
He doesn't know what.
No, I'm trying to think of like NXT. I don't. I really don't know. Maybe the women's match. I don't know.
There's no shame in admitting you don't know who was on the card.
I
Believe
know.
me,
Well, I heard
a
you
lot of
say a
people didn't
few of the
know.
people who were, but for the majority, I don't. You're right. So I'll find out when I watch it, I guess.
Okay. Well, when you watch that, we'll be covering New Japan, New Beginnings, starting next
Awesome.
week.
Love that.
Unless there's
Well,
an outbreak of coronavirus.
oh God, I think it's stuck in one Chinese province, but I'm not
You
sure.
know, that might actually
Yeah.
happen because
Well,
Kota
like I said,
Ibushi just
it's
got.
stuck in a province of China. There's only like a handful, like 10 or plus deaths around the world, and because they came from that
I heard they get.
province. Anyways.
You mean it's hiding in her corpse?
What? What?
James gets it. James gets it.
Okay, I
I
don't.
do. And already Kota Ibushi got hit with influenza, so
Oh shit.
yeah, the possibilities of that actually
Well,
happening
yeah,
are
because it's
not.
in that part of the it's in that part of the world. Fuck yes, yeah.
I mean, imagine something with the name of Corona causing such trouble like that. I'm never gonna drink a Corona ever again in
Ask the
protest.
Mexicans, yeah.
And that concludes our coverage of WWE Worlds Collide. And now we are wrestling with NWA. Hard times, and all you get is a tiny watch.
And all you get is a what? Because a
Okay,
computer
I was
could
gonna
go,
say,
yeah,
okay,
buddy.
Dusty Rhodes, Scuff Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, it was a fucking terrible Dusty Rhodes.
If you will.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get shit from Cody on Twitter.
Oh yeah, Cody's gonna talk to you, us.
I
So,
hope,
yeah.
and you know what?
Hey,
I
hey,
hope he does. Bring it.
hey, Trent Seven loved us.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Trent Seven talked to him, and one of the headbangers.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
well,
Well, I don't know if it's public, but
no. It had nothing to do with the show.
no,
It
I
had
didn't
nothing,
say.
it had
You
nothing to
said
do
he
with what's
talked to him.
live.
I didn't say I
But,
didn't do the
but
show.
no. I've been talking to Thrasher on Twitter, and I'm gonna have him on the remix.
Awesome. When is that happening?
Once we can arrange it.
Awesome. And I know you probably didn't watch this paid preview, but what were your thoughts on it, Mitch?
Uh, what on pay per view on Royal Rumble?
No, NWA Hard Times.
Oh, sorry. Um, that see, I didn't get to watch that either yet. So
Did you at least watch highlights?
no.
Okay then.
Did you watch Paint Dry?
What'd you
Scooter.
say? What?
Yes.
I didn't hear. Wait. What did Scooter say?
Did you watch Paint Dry?
Yeah, that's what I did. No, I actually did something else. God forbid that I be proactive, right?
You took time out of lighting up
Ah!
that fatty for your pimp daddy.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Zing!
All right, Scooter.
Speaking of,
Please tell me you at least caught highlights of this.
Sorry.
one thing he
Yes,
caught was
yes, I did.
herpes.
Can
Anyways,
you?
Hashtag cricket.
that was like a fart in church.
And again, hashtag crickets. Yes, I did.
Can you tell me what you thought of what happened?
Well, and once again, I'm gonna drop a name here. Uh, Dan Moff came up in the yeah, in the New York, New Jersey, Philly indie wrestling scene. So, good to see him out there. Dan Math was he's a big bastard. Like,
He looks like a football player.
yeah, and
Was he a football player? He
yeah,
looks like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The last indie show I ever went to at the original Elks Lodge.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Really, the place where ECW
That I think
filmed
is
all
the Elks Lodge. I've heard of that somewhere. I'm telling you, I have.
there's Elks Lodges all over the place.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, no, I mean I heard it from ECW. If it was in ECW used it, that's probably where I heard it from.
Yes, it's in
That's
my
where I heard it
hometown.
from. Okay, there you go.
Uh,
Like Hammerstein Ballroom and shit like
yeah,
that.
it was July 18th, 2003, and the main event was a fatal four way. Actually, no, the main event was supposed to be a fatal four way, but Jerry Lynn was late.
Yeah.
So you're saying yeah, like you know what happened. I love that.
Yeah. It's just filler.
No, it was Homicide, Steve Carino, uh,
I watched. I
and
used to watch ECW, so I kind. If I
this this
kind of.
wasn't this wasn't ECW.
Oh.
I said the last show at the last indie show at the Elks
Oh,
Lodge.
okay. Gotcha. My
It
bad.
was Homicide, Steve Carino, Dan Moff, and
Oh,
I can't. Oh God, and God, I can't remember who else was in that Fatal Four Way. I remember because I got into it with Steve Carino. This was also the show where I got a picture with Nicole Bass putting her hands around my throat.
Oh, gross.
I'm not gonna lie.
She was a really nice lady.
Really?
Hey,
I've,
that's some Howard Stern. That's some freaky shit, though.
I've only
Yeah.
ever heard bad things about her.
But that's
I-
horrible. Well, that's horrible to talk about a person's appearance, though. That's fucked up. So.
But you know, it was just great to see Ma finally get some sort of like mainstream recognition. As far going as far as he did in the TV
That was a
title
while
tournament.
ago, though, wasn't it?
That was 16 years ago.
Okay, that was around ECW time. ECW is still going.
ECW went out of business in 2001.
Okay, well, I keep thinking that we're talking about like it's 2016. I'm sorry.
No, this was this indie fed that I saw him at the
Okay,
last
never
show at the
mind.
Elks Lodge was a federation called ICW, and it was owned by
I figured that.
Jack Sabbath.
There's quite a few ICWs. Like there was that Insane Championship Wrestling, and then there was
This was
there's all
actually
kinds of-
this was actually Impact Championship Wrestling.
Impact. Okay.
Yeah, and of course this was like after this they merged into something else, and the main event ended up being Jerry Lynn versus Justin Credible. But it was just nice to see Ma finally get a little mainstream recognition after so long in the TV title tournament.
Yeah, that's a cool story, dude. I didn't know.
The eventual winner of the TV championship would be Ricky Starks. He's been on our TV, well, on our internet a lot recently. So, what are your thoughts on Ricky Starks and him
Did
winning the
he beat
championship?
Trevor Murdoch in the final?
He sure did.
Okay, I was hoping for Trevor Murdoch to. I don't know. I didn't used to like Trevor Murdoch, but I don't know now. I do. He reminds me of old school. Like I don't know.
I was going
Like
with
that
the
old
question
school
mark
style.
until he got eliminated in the first round.
That's just Josephus with a mask. I don't really care about.
How dare you kayfabe the question mark, you bastard!
We will
him.
unleash karate on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say you can't get over as yourself, so here, just slap this mask on you and have Stevens use you. That's
Okay.
basically what happened.
Back to Ricky Starks. What are your thoughts, and do you think that he was the right person?
Like I said, I would have. I mean, I could see why he won. He's not undeserving, but I would have went with Trevor Murdoch. Me personally, but he's definitely deserving of it. So I see why they went with him.
What about you, Scooter?
Uh, yeah, I mean, it helps to put the title on somebody who
Someone new to grow. Yeah,
someone new, to grow and to get across the idea that it's about heritage. It's about that old school mentality that
dude, and
that that anyone can win.
dude, Trevor Murdoch reminds me of Dick Murdoch completely, and they're not related at all. So
There was a lot of title changes at this pay preview. Eli Drake and James Storm defeated the Rock and Roll Express and Wildcard as well. Kind of, it's seems like it's time for put together tag teams right now. What do you think about this put together tag team?
they've been doing put together tag teams since NWE started their Tuesday show on YouTube. Yeah, it's been like that with Colt Cabana and Kennedy and all those others besides like the Wild Cards and the
No, what
Dawson
I mean
brothers.
is,
But
Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy just won the tag team championships as well. Who's a put together tag team? What about
but
you,
yeah,
Scooter?
it's just going everywhere. I'm just agreeing with you.
Um, yeah, what do you do with two main eventers when you don't have a singles program
Exactly.
for them?
Yeah.
You put them together as a team.
And then like they didn't know what to do with Scott Steiner, so they put him with Nick Aldis. So
In all honesty, Scott Steiner should not be there.
why?
Should Billy walk to the ring?
Mm, no, I
Why?
didn't
Because
see.
he's
That's not what I
fat.
saw. I thought he did just fine.
Huh?
I loved seeing the big booty daddy back, Big Papa Pump.
Looks like more like Big Papa Plump.
Yeah, he looks weird. Definitely, he looks different. I was like,
You,
oh wow,
you
but
think when he's on the toilet, he's Big Papa Dump,
ha ha ha, hee hee hoo hoo ha ha
and he's the big bad duty daddy?
ha.
He's been dead for quite a while now.
Yeah, well, somebody should tell him.
Nobody's stupid enough to
He
take
takes
that one.
fat dumps. He takes fat dumps.
Uh, the other title change, Thunder Rosa defeated Allison Kay to become the women's champion. If
And
anybody,
At first I thought Thunder Rosa was Rosemary with paint on her face.
Rosemary does have paint on her face.
I know, but I thought it was different paint. I thought Rosemary. That's why I said I thought Thunder Rosa was Rosemary at first.
Yeah, and Allison, Thunder Rosa probably the most deserving
I
woman
didn't
on
know
the
who Thunder Rosa
independents.
was before NWA. Yeah, before it started
Well, she
in the
had
12.
a run with
She's
Ring of
Mexican
Honor that
wrestler.
had me all okay with her
Hey, I
beforehand.
don't watch Ring of Honor, so yeah.
Right. What do you think,
I used
Scooter?
to.
Right time to take the belt off Allison Kay?
well,
I
just
like
as,
Allison Kay.
just as long as Tessa Blanchard is somewhere crying.
Yeah. I like Allison Kay.
I
She
do
was around
too.
wrestling when I was.
Like, do you like her?
No. She's
Should I
cool.
should I pass a note to her in gym class?
No, not like that, dude. Not at all.
This didn't happen on the paid preview, but we'll be seeing Marty Scurll versus Nick Aldis at the Crockett Cup once again. And if Marty Scurll loses, he has to refund every person's ticket in the building.
Which is like what, 100 people?
Well, yeah, but the tickets are going to be like
Like
$1,000
$10.
each.
It's nothing. It's like free admission.
What? Yeah. What if everybody gets it for free?
It's free admission.
But
It's just a damn TV studio in Georgia.
no, they're going into a bigger venue this time for that.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's here, and I hope that I love Marty, but I really want my ticket refunded.
I know, right? That's
Yeah.
a big fucking that's just big fucking ploy. It's free admission, much.
But that will be in April, and we have a lot of time to talk about that. So
Oh
that
yeah.
will conclude our coverage of NWA. Hard times, hard times.
High times. I fucking hate that shit.
We'll be back next week. Hopefully, we'll be talking about New Japan, New Beginnings, if the superstars are still alive. Until then, please like, subscribe, and obey
Dark.
every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox. I am your. If you want to join in the conversation, take it to Twitter. You can find me at JamesJ993. Where can they find Mitch Mayhem?
They can find me at Mitch Mayhem X on Twitter.
And where can they find Scooter Dust?
You can find me at Scooter Dust and at UNBS Wrestling.
Trent Sevens likes him, so why shouldn't you?
Damn Skippy.
Ew.
For Mitch Mayhem and Scooter Dust, I'm James J. And this has been Wrestling Wet. Entertainment.
Chocolate turtles.
You did that one already, man.